Hi, I'm Nona Jane Kendall. I've been in Great Falls since 1974. I'm a former art teacher. I've been involved with the Square since '77, since the opening of it. I was raised in Oklahoma and then I got my BFA from Oklahoma University. Then I went to Chicago and taught in a suburb there for 3 years, and then to Alabama for a couple years, and then to Indianapolis for a couple years, and then moved here, like I said, in '74. And I raised my children for about 20-some years, and then I went back to teaching in 1994, and then retired when I was 60, and I think it was 2006. After I retired from teaching, I started painting more. I had more time. I mainly work in acrylics. I like acrylics because you can clean up with water. It dries fast, which sometimes is a disadvantage, but I like it. I like it for that reason. You can go back and fix it quicker. I stretch my own canvases, get stretcher sticks, and I stretch my own. And then use gesso it, and then paint on it. In the beginning, I started doing more outlining first and then filling in the color. And then later, way later, when I came back to painting, I started doing color underneath it. When I taught, there was some videos that they had. It was almost like a Sesame Street, where they showed different stages of this painting of this artist, and they were talking about color and line and all the different variations. And this one man said, "You don't want to start with just an empty canvas," and so he would paint it one color, and that gave me the idea of doing that. And so I usually paint an undercolor, usually a complementary color underneath it, and then don't let it all the way show through, but just let it peek through in different places. My oldest son got married to an Irish woman, and 2 summers ago, well, 2023, and the wedding was in Ireland. So of course we went, and while we were there, it lent itself to all kinds of new subject matter. And so over here there's subject matter from that. And then we extended into France, where I have a friend who married a Frenchman, and that's more subject matter that we got that same summer. So one of the ones over here is our Irish driver, Andy, found out that my husband had been a rancher. He said, "Oh, let's go to my neighbor. He's a sheep farmer." And so we went to the sheep farm, and so I took a bunch of pictures, and the sheep over here with there were cattle in it, but I took a few out, but that was from that. So I'm pleased with that. And then while we were there talking to the sheep farmer, his son came out, and the one that's up here at the top, the two of them, they're both of this boy. He came out holding a duck, and I was just fascinated with it. So I had to get a picture of him. And I didn't know his name, but I asked my Irish daughter-in-law what would be a good name, and she gave me about 3 names, so I came up with Seamus. When I was in DC, I saw this picture of a woman in another Smithsonian museum there, and it was the outlining like I had done in the past, but it was using very unusual colors, and I thought, I know exactly what I'd like to use that on. I'd like to use that on the little Irish boy and his duck. And so it was a very fun one to do it. The background in both of them are not what was really back there. It was a house that was kind of a close-up of a house where there was a gutter that was hanging backwards or whatever. And I thought, one of them is just the background where the sheep were, and the other one is a house with the sheep and the chickens, which were out there at that. There's a boat, picture of the boats. I've got two with boats. One on the bottom that's framed, that's Ireland. We were walking back to a castle on the Ring of Kerry, and I saw that and I thought, I got to get a picture of that. So I mainly work from photos, and then come back home and do the art piece. And then the other one is from France, and it's at Monet's garden at Giverny. And when you're standing on Monet's bridge, you look one way and there's the water lilies, you look the other way, and there are these two boats as well as bamboo there. And so that's what those are. The reason for this fireplace over here, which belongs to the square, they use it at Christmas time, is because the curator wanted to relate this to this painting over here. And this painting over here is, I was sitting one evening reading a book in front of the fireplace at our home, and I looked up and there was my husband in there at his desk and working on bills or whatever. And I thought, this would make a neat painting. It would be very an interior painting, like some of the French artists used to do in the Post-Impressionist. And so I decided to draw it, or to paint it. And then I have a sand collection, and it's from all over the world. I started it, but also people bring it to me. And so I thought I'd include that. And then the painting over the fireplace is the one that's actually over in the fireplace in our home. And then the metal bottle is something that my son gave me from Ethiopia, who he'd been there with work. And so, our dog gets up on top of her dog kennel and looks in the window. She really wasn't there then, but I had to put her in there. And so all of it is family. It just is, it's kind of like a puzzle, putting it together, putting things that kind of relate to me at home. So the curator, Nicole Evans, wanted to have this fireplace to kind of represent this. So to make it more cozy and more welcoming, fitting in more, she asked to bring this chair, which was my grandmother's, and I did that needlepoint. And then the lampshade, floor lamp there, I've been painting lampshades, and a friend commissioned me to do that one. And I've been doing more Southwestern designs, but she didn't want with an animal, but she didn't want an animal. So we looked at some books with weavings in it, basket weaving and floor weaving. And she came up with this basket weaving, and I said it's going to look different when it's enlarged, but she's been very happy with it. So she loaned us the lamp for the show for that. There's a little rug there that my granddaughter crocheted for me one Christmas. So not only do I paint lampshades, but I also make jewelry. I like to work in different medias because then you don't get bored with it. So for instance, this is one of my necklaces that I made, and I actually made it up in Alaska, part of it. I think I started making jewelry back in 1972 when I was in Indianapolis, and I went to an art museum there that had a jewelry making class in metal. And I have one of my necklaces that's on display over here that I made in that class. And it's brass, and I cut the brass out. And then I had a bracelet that I had gotten when I was a kid. My parents liked to travel, and they would take us along with them. And the bracelet I got in Egypt when I was 15. And so it had broken, and so I decided to use it on that necklace. I became involved with Paris Gibson Square Museum of Art here in Great Falls, Montana, in 1977. I was in junior league at that time and was assigned, that was part of a choice to work with them, with this, developing the square. It wasn't the square at that time. And I came and even took out a lot of lockers in the hallway and did some other things around, just helping it get started. And then I was on the board, and then I've taught here. When my daughter was 3, I started teaching kids classes that were 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Now I docent 3rd graders. I used to teach here in Great Falls at North Middle School, 6th grade. They come and we give them 45 minutes of a tour of the show that's here, and then we do a hands-on for 45 minutes. And it's very rewarding, and I enjoy that. And then I also have some of my jewelry and some of my lampshades in the gift shop. So I'm pretty involved here. I come to all the openings that they have, and it's just so nice. I tell the kids that the docent, you're so lucky to have 2 art museums here in Great Falls, in a fairly small town in Montana. If Paris Gibson Square Museum of Art wasn't here in Great Falls, there'd be a real void. There wouldn't be a place to show artists, to show the contemporary art. Well, like me, for me, it's a bit of honor for me to be able to show my work here. I've had a couple other shows in other places, and some of my art traveled with the Montana Gallery Museum. But to have it here makes it really, really special because the square means so much to me. And so here at 80 years old, I'm having this show, and it's so fun to share it with my friends, with my family, and with others that obviously I don't know. But it's not just me, but anyone who has a show here, that people can have a variety of art, not just one type of art, and be exposed to it. And that's not just the children that come here as 3rd graders, but it's adults also. So we're very, very lucky to have 2 art museums, and very lucky to have the Paris Gibson Square. I would encourage all of you to come to the square. It's free, and this isn't an advertisement, but I really mean it. It's you could just walk in. You don't have to pay to get in, and a lot of people are surprised about that. We're very, very lucky to have it here at the square. Oh, why am I an artist? I've always wanted to create. My mother used to say I drew in my food as a kid, but I really didn't take it up until really college, as far as doing very much. In high school, I just had pencil and charcoal, and that was it. And my really nice English teacher, who was the art teacher in a regular classroom, encouraged me to do some art out of that. But really not until I went to college did I really get able to do some art. I always kind of piddled with little drawings, but nothing much other than that. But I guess I just love to create places that I've been, or things that are meaningful to me, and just to capture it, kind of like photography, but it's a little bit more than photography. And I just like to share it with others, and just to have in my home, just to look at and then remember those particular things. But to share it with others is a biggie. Some people wanted to know who's helped me as a support with my art. And I will definitely say my husband has. And he's in, when I wanted to paint and I just kind of disappear and go back in another room and busy myself back there, he's very understanding about that. And we have a cabin, and I do the same thing at the cabin during the summer. He's very supportive, like when a couple pieces that weren't shown in the show that came down here, but there wasn't room to put them up. One of them came back, and he said, and I was very surprised, he said, now it looks like home. It feels like home again in that particular room. So I was like pleasantly surprised that the art meant that much to him and felt that it made home that way. So I'd like to thank him for that. What advice would I give to a young person? Take the art classes, obviously, if you have that opportunity. Not all schools have it. I was more limited in high school with that. But take advantage of it. I always told particularly my sixth graders, the more you see there is to see. People just really don't look around. And if you look around, you're surprised what you do find there. Like the pictures when I'm floating down, kayaking down the river, the reeds there. People might kayak there and never even see them. So look around and experiment. Maybe not just in one media, but in various medias. Find what suits you. Pastel, acrylics, oil. Maybe if you know an artist, observe them or take lessons from them. It's just stick with it and keep experimenting. It might not be that you can make a living at it, but if you're doing another job, you can still do it as a hobby and enjoy it that way. I was asked the question, what do I want people to remember about me? That's a little hard question. My art, that's something that carries on, it's still here, and I'm gone, but it's still here. You could touch it. But I guess the main thing I want them to remember is I was kind, I was thoughtful, I appreciated life. I wanted to explore life, not only life itself, but out within the U.S. or within my home, but within the world. I loved traveling. My parents took us kids along, and that was the greatest gift that they gave us, besides their love. And I would appreciate being, I appreciate those that do love me, and I want them to know it, because I love them back.